So this video is about juices. Lemon, lime, orange. I'm going to make a couple and then trim them and finally try them out. So the technique here is very similar to making the bird feeder in the last video. It requires a few extra steps, but the skills and techniques are essentially the same. The design's quite simple. I'll be able to juice into a cup and keep the pips out of the juice. So I've prepared about 400 grams of clay for the smaller size. I start by centering my clay. And now I'm ready to flatten the clay. I'm going to bring it out quite wide, about a quarter of the clay in the middle, and push down to create an outer rim. Now I push into the center of the clay all the way through to the bottom. Now I'm ready to bring up that inner wall. As I bring up the inner wall, I can also start collaring in. So I'm just gently squeezing the top of the clay inwards. Now, the tricky part is bringing the walls together until they touch. I'm squeezing gently to join, and then I can get rid of the excess clay at the top. Now I'm going to use my flexible rib to smooth the top of the juicer. I leave the top quite pointed. This will help when juicing. And now I'm just refining the form and tidying up the inside and out. I'm going to trim under the base. I just check to see if the size is right. And then I wire through. Now I leave my juicer to dry to leather hard. And now I'm going to trim. Once again, I'm using one of my super handy chucks. I must get around to firing these chucks because they're really useful. If you need some info on making chucks, be sure to watch my bottle video where I show you how to make a chuck. Anyway, if you don't have one, make one while you're making the juicer. Or if you've missed out and haven't made a chuck, well, my suggestion would be to take some clay and build up a shape on the wheel to support your juicer. Of course, you want to be really careful not to damage the point of the juicer. Anyway, back to trimming. So like the bird feeder, it's a quick trim from the inside of the base to the outside. So simple. So it's looking pretty good, and I'm just smoothing the trimmed base. I'm using my flexible rib and then a sponge. So now the trimming is done, I'm ready to mark out the ridges. So you can see I'm using a pin tool just to mark where I want the ridges to go. These are also the place where I'm going to put the holes in the base of the juicer. I'm cutting the holes using a hole maker. It leaves the edges tidy. I'm just making the holes where the ridges have been marked. So that will be 8 holes and 8 ridges. There's no particular number you should make. It just needs to fit the size of the juicer. I'm making the holes a little larger to account for shrinkage. So now for the exciting part. I'm going to trim the grooves into the top of the juicer. I'm using a trimming tool, but you could also use a fluting tool. I want to try and keep the ridges quite sharp. I think it'll be better for juicing. Fluting the juicer will take a little time. Now I'm using my fingers to smooth over the area I've just cut. So then it's time to fire and glaze. So I've just glazed the top and inside of these juicers. That provides a contrast with the mahogany colour of the clay. So let's see if it works. I'm placing my juicer on top of a beaker, and I'll start with a lemon. It's doing a pretty good job, but I am thinking next time I might make some ridges in the base so it fits snugly into a cup. These are perfect for squeezing a couple of limes from my favourite drinks. Cheers, and thanks for watching. Support this channel by subscribing, and as always, happy potting.